Is there any way that the children can be placed with friends or relatives?
They denied me the right, Mr. Davis. I asked her if I could call a family or a friend to get them, and she told me no.
Okay, this is Attorney Vincent Davis. This is The Secret, How to Fight Child Protective Services and Win. I'm here with my co-hosts, Mr. Brian Hamilton and Ms. Erin Carranza. Erin, you were just private messaging me on live stream, and so we're going to take a call right now from Randy from Tennessee. Randy, did you have a story to tell us or a question to ask?
Yes, I have a story and a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so CPS got involved over an anonymous call of a drug-induced environment. CPS come to the home and done a visit, and I passed the drug screen and my husband failed. They put the kids in a internal placement or something like that where I had custody and he could not stay overnight. My husband's father had passed away, and I had asked for permission to go to Indiana. I have the text message where she told me that she would present to the judge that my mom had passed away and we were going to Indiana and obtain another court date. During court, they took our kids into emergency custody. Whenever we came back into Indiana, they were in our home, searching our home without a search warrant, and took our kids into custody.
Just because you went to Indiana?
Yeah, because we missed the court date. But she had gave us permission. I have the message where she told us it was okay and she would obtain another court date.
Okay, well, you need to save that message, obviously, and
Yes,
you need to call an attorney in Tennessee. Her name is Connie, and I believe her last name is Ruggelli.
Connie Ruggelli.
Ruggelli, I think it's Reguli, something like that.
Connie Ruggelli.
Yeah,
and I have another question.
Uh-huh.
They took our kids the day before my daughter's first birthday. They told us that we could see her the next day from 3 to 4. I texted 2:41 and told them that we were picking her cake up and would be right there. At 2:58, we called and said, "Where do we go?" And they said, "Your visitation has been canceled." Whenever I started no, this can't be happening. You said we could see them, blah, blah, blah. The case manager said, "We'll get something planned for next week. We'll definitely plan something." But we never got to see them. And now they're saying we have to have therapeutic supervised visitation, and we will get a visit sometime in September. Can they legally make us go a month without seeing our kids?
You know, I'm not licensed in Tennessee, but if Tennessee follows the same laws of California, or has the same laws, they can do it, but it's very difficult to do. They got to have a really, really good reason. And then if you're telling me, I'm going to accept everything you're telling me is true, and you haven't left anything out. If they just took your kids because you went to Indiana, I don't get where the therapeutic visits are coming from, and I don't get why you can't see your kids for a month. When you call an attorney in your state, like Connie, these are things that you're going to have to discuss with her. Not only does Connie represent people to help them get their children back in Tennessee, but she also sues social workers. She's quite the political activist, and she's trying to help a lot of people in Tennessee. So, you're asking me a very difficult question. I don't know, but based upon what you told me, I don't think so. I don't think they can do that. But you definitely have to speak to someone in Tennessee that's a licensed attorney. Go ahead. Everyone that what?
Everyone I have spoke with so far, I don't have the money to retain a lawyer. They appointed us one yesterday whenever we went up to the court, because we've not even been in front of a judge yet. So we went to the courthouse yesterday to get an appointed lawyer. But the caseworker has lied so many different times. She contacted my parole officer and got information from 2018 before I even had kids. She lied about everything my husband failed his drug test for. She added things into it. She, at our CFTM meeting Tuesday, she come up to me and said, "Is Adam Adnip your brother?" And I was like, "Yes, ma'am." She's like, he could have let me know that he was having problems with Fantasia, his daughter, and I would have took her. He did not have to send her off. Is that not conflict of interest?
It seems like it is. Do me a favor, Randy. I think you might have the radio on in the background because I'm getting some reverb there. Make sure that radio is turned off.
Yes.
Okay.
But would it not be conflict of interest that she is upset with my brother because he didn't give her her daughter? And then she took my case, and it's kind of like she's retaliating, and she's making all these lies up because she put in our report that I admitted to a relapse with marijuana in 2018, and I never told her that. The only person I told that was my parole officer in 2018. I didn't even have kids then. My kids are 12 and 26 months.
Right, but anything you told your probation officer or your parole officer, she's going to review and try to use it against you. All right, and it sounds.
I didn't have kids.
Yeah, but it sounds like the attorney. You might ask the judge to give you another attorney if don't feel like your current attorney is working out. And I don't know what private attorneys charge in Tennessee, and I have the feeling, although I don't know for sure, that Connie works with people. So, definitely you're going to have to call and get some information about that, because it sounds from what you're telling me that, you may need different representation.
Well, we haven't got our attorneys yet. We've not even spoke to an attorney. We've not been in front of a judge or anything. Where we missed the court that day from where we were in Indiana with my father-in-law's services, when we wasn't in court, they took our kids into emergency custody and said poor cooperation from parents.
Do you have proof of being in Indiana for the services and everything?
No.
Okay, so that's one of the things you might want to work on.
Yeah, right? Cremated. We were having him cremated. We haven't got his body back yet because there was a mix-up where my mother-in-law signed her name as Sandra Quinn instead of her married name.
We're not going to mention names, right?
I'm sorry. My mother-in-law signed the wrong name, and instead of it being the married name, it was her maiden name. So we're having to go through legal documents to get his body sent off. But we had a memorial with the family since they gave us the rest of the money to have him cremated because we couldn't afford it. So we had like a memorial, kind of like a wake for him. And during that time, they came into our home and searched our home. They know we was not here. We have them on camera, recorded, searching our home without a search warrant. All they had was orders to remove our children. They ate our kids' food. They destroyed our house.
All this was on videotape?
We have it. Well, we don't have like actual footage of them doing it, but we have them on recording sound. The camera was pointed outside, but it was inside, so it heard them talking.
Oh, I see. Definitely mention.
They ate a whole pack of my kids' cookies and left the empty package sitting on my sink.
When you say they, do you mean the police or CPS?
Yes, the police.
Okay. Was there a court order issued that they could search your house for the kids?
No, there was just an order to remove the kids. That's it.
You definitely got to talk to another attorney in Tennessee, at least for a second
opinion.
And
there's nothing.
2 minutes.
Paperwork, it says drug-induced environment. There is nothing about abuse or neglect or anything. So I don't see why we're having to have therapeutic visitation. Yeah. We both went through A&D assessment and clinical assessment, and they said that we require no treatment and they recommend nothing. We opt in to family therapy because we're just like freaking out and like, what's going on? Our kids have never been away from us even overnight, and it's been 10 days now. They haven't let us call them. We haven't got to see them. And now they're saying that we can't see them until sometime in September. They gave us drug screens randomly at our CFTM meeting, and we both passed. So why are we not allowed to see our children?
Right.
I mean, my daughter turned 1 on the 13th, and our son is only 26 months. Sorry. He turned 2 in May. They say that he cries himself to sleep every night, and as soon as he wakes up, he's saying, "Where's my daddy?" They're traumatizing our babies.
Is there any way that the children can be placed with friends or relatives?
They denied me the right, Mr. Davis. I asked her if I could call a family or a friend to get them, and she told me no. We did not get a 72-hour trial or anything.
Well, you know what? That's what, I hope you were listening earlier. You need to call or file a complaint with the Department of Health and Human Services and the United States Justice Department's Civil Rights Division. Okay, Randy?
Could you repeat that one more time, baby?
Department of Health and Human Services in Washington, D.C., and the the U.S. Justice Department's Civil Rights Division in your area. And also try to find a lawyer that you can get us some second opinions, and try to find Connie and get her telephone number and try to call her and tell her that I referred you to her because I think she would be able to help you. Hey, Randy, I want to thank you
Is
for
Connie
calling.
Vincent?
I'm sorry?
Connie, what was her last name, sir?
I believe it's Reguli, Reguli. I think that's the name, but it's something similar. Randy, I got to go. I got to take a break right now, commercials and messages. Randy, thank you for calling and thank you for listening. Call us back in 3 or 4 weeks. Let us know what's going on. This is The Secret, How to Fight Child Protective Services and Win. We'll be back after these messages.